The esteemed Stoic philosopher Epictetus once remarked that the secret is to surround yourself only with those who elevate you, whose presence brings out your best self. You've likely heard the expression that you are the average of the 5 individuals you spend the most time with. Today, we'll delve into this concept through a Stoic perspective as we discuss 7 types of people who can hinder your progress in Stoic philosophy and how to navigate these challenging relationships. Before we dive in, I'd appreciate it if you could like the video to help me continue spreading Stoic philosophy. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend doing so and activating the bell so you won't miss any future videos. The type of person number 1. The complaint. We all know that one friend, family member, or co-worker who seems to find fault with everything, whether it's the weather, their job, or even the food at a popular restaurant. They never pass up a chance to voice their dissatisfaction. Now, you might think, why should this bother me? I can just ignore them. But that's easier said than done. Constant exposure to such negativity can have a draining effect on your mental well-being, similar to a leaky faucet, slowly depleting your reservoir of emotional energy. Stoicism teaches us to focus on actionable solutions rather than dwelling on problems. For instance, imagine working on a project with someone who's a chronic complainer. Each meeting turns into a tiresome session of grievances without any constructive dialogue. The impact? Team morale drops, you get sidetracked from finding practical solutions, and you might even start to lose enthusiasm for the project and perhaps for life in general. So, how does Stoicism help us deal with a complainer? There are several strategies you can use. First, limit your exposure to this person whenever possible. If that's not feasible, perhaps they're a family member or colleague, then your next option is to mentally distance yourself during their rants. Think of their complaints as a passing storm. Loud and unsettling, but ultimately temporary and powerless against the immovable mountain that is your inner tranquility. A third option is to steer the conversation towards solutions or change the subject to something more constructive. To quote Marcus Aurelius, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This timeless Stoic wisdom encourages us to diligently guard our mental peace, ensuring that the negativity from chronic complainers doesn't derail us from our Stoic path of resilience and virtue. Type of person number 2. The drama magnet. Imagine navigating life as if you were a ship sailing through calm waters. Then, you encounter the whirlpool known as the drama magnet. This individual seems to have an endless series of crises, conflicts, or controversies, and like a whirlpool, they have a disconcerting ability to pull you into their vortex of chaos. You might initially find yourself drawn to the drama magnet's energy, mistaking it for passion or excitement. However, you soon realize that being in this sphere is like navigating a ship through a storm, exhausting and hazardous. What makes dealing with drama magnets so tricky is that their crises often feel like your own. Their chaos is contagious, and you might even find yourself embroiled in conflicts you had no part in. For example, let's say you have a friend who frequently falls out with others in your social circle. Today, they're not speaking to Sarah, tomorrow, it's Tom. Your friend comes to you for advice, but you notice this cycle never ends, and suddenly you find yourself at odds with Sarah or Tom because you tried to intervene. In such a case, you might try a strategy called reflective listening. Instead of offering advice or taking sides, mirror their words back to them. For example, if they say, "I can't believe Sarah said that about me," you could respond with, "So, you're feeling betrayed by Sarah's words." This technique allows you to offer emotional support without getting entangled in the drama. Another approach, which might seem counterintuitive, is to become selectively unavailable. Stoicism reminds us to value our time highly, and sometimes that means being unavailable for other people's crises, especially if they're occurring without resolution. Turn off your phone during certain hours, create focus periods where you concentrate solely on your work or personal development, and let it be known that during these times, you're not to be disturbed. To paraphrase Seneca, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. This can be particularly helpful when dealing with drama magnets. Instead of anxiously wondering what crisis will happen next, focus on the present moment where you have control. Enjoy your life, and don't let it be disrupted by someone else's drama. Make it a point to sail your ship calmly, steering clear of whirlpools that threaten your voyage toward personal growth and tranquility. Type of person number 3. The Naysayer. Imagine you're an artist painting a canvas. Each brushstroke adds color, depth, and life to your vision. Then the Naysayer walks into your studio, glances at your work, and immediately begins to critique it. "Are you sure about that color? That doesn't look realistic. You know most artists never make it right." Their words, like strokes of gray paint, start to dull your vibrant canvas. This isn't your typical constructive criticism, which can be valuable. Instead, it's a persistent aura of doubt and negativity. For instance, let's say you're excited about pursuing a new career path. You've done your research, spoken to professionals in the field, and maybe even taken a few preliminary courses. When you share your enthusiasm with a naysayer, they quickly list all the reasons it won't work out. The market is too competitive. Do you have the right skills? What if you fail? Before long, their doubts start to feel like your own, and the confident vision you had starts to waver. So, how do you deal with a naysayer, especially when they might be someone close to you? One unconventional but effective method is to ask them for advice, rather than just sharing your plans or aspirations. When people are put in an advisory role, they're less likely to attack your ideas outright and may offer more constructive feedback. Another method involves flipping the script through a technique called positive confrontation. Instead of absorbing their negativity, challenge them to think of solutions. If they say, "You'll never be able to switch careers at this stage," counter with, "Interesting perspective. How do you think someone could successfully make a career change, then?" This not only deflects the negativity, but also encourages a more constructive form of conversation. Remember the words of the Stoic philosopher Epictetus. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. Listening doesn't mean absorbing everyone's negativity, it means discerning valuable input from mere noise. When the naysayers start to cloud your canvas with their shades of doubt, take a step back, listen, reflect, and continue painting your own life with the colors that speak to you. Don't let anyone turn your vibrant masterpiece into a dull gray landscape.